Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Sneha Prakash, ma'am. Kindly unmute yourself. Dr. Sneha Prakash, ma'am. Dr. Sneha Prakash, ma'am. Kindly unmute. I have seen you have joined. Kindly check your mic.
Is it audible now, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, sir. Then I'll soon start my presentation. 1 second, sir.
Yes, I will introduce you.
Okay, sir.
Good evening, everyone. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur MS India organizing daily international BETKAR series. In this series, speakers are invited from India and abroad. Speakers are delivering their topics as per their expertise and research. Every day we are listening from various speakers on various points, various subjects. Education, law, health, environment, technology, all these topics are accepted here. And in this series, today we have invited Dr. Sneha Prakash ma'am, who is Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Applications, Adi Shankara Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kalady. And the topic is AI and social network analysis, transforming digital interactions. I welcome you, ma'am, from this organization and from all the participants, those who are joined here. I welcome all the participants, those who are present here. And this topic is important because nowadays we are using artificial intelligence, and the content which we are seeing on the social network is related to that. How AI and social network analysis she can done in your next session, transforming digital interactions. This is the topic. I welcome you, ma'am, and I request you. You can start your speech now. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Buy something, or if because of some advertisement and all, if Sneha is actually drawn towards something, then there is a chance Sneha can actually drew the attention of Swati also, because they share similar interests, maybe. So, like that, for different purposes, they can make use of this relationship. You may have seen when we are using Facebook, you can see some of our not our direct contacts, but maybe our indirect contacts or our secondary contacts on the Facebook, and they will be giving us suggestions to is this person your friend? So whether but then they will be giving a option like add friend or not, like that. So which means that actually that person is not in our close contact. For example, if you started working in a new organization, then those who already have given the organization name in their social media may be coming to your friend suggestion page. All those profiles may be coming to your friend suggestion page of Facebook. Why? Because they are actually giving importance to the relationship. So when I join a new firm A, then automatically those who have given working in A as in their profile is then from that A, they the social network is actually understanding that these for how structurally important a node is by direct connections. That is how a particular node is important. You can see the orange shaded node here, which means that that person is having so many connections in social network. In Facebook, he is having so many friends, and they are actually connected with the help of edges. So that person become a central figure because he is the common connection between so many other peoples. So that node becomes the centrality. Then community, we can actually connect. With the help of these connections, we can actually identify clusters. That means a group of people connected together. Why? Because they will be sharing some common interest, common identity, or they'll have exposure to the same informations, etc. For that we use this communities. Okay, so all these things can be made use of. For example, if I'm from Kerala, so when I use Instagram, I used to see the feeds of vloggers from Kerala more. Why? Because they have actually considered us into a community. In that community we are having because we are sharing a same geographical area, which means we are having or similar interest, not geographical area. Since we are from the same culture, we'll be having similar likes. Maybe the foods which we have will be similar. So a Kerala vlogger who's suppose, for example, there is a Kerala food blogger with whose name is A, then those person can actually attract more Keralites to it, because that food may be the favorite food of Keralites, but it may not be suitable in another culture. So the Instagram is actually grouping us into communities and giving us informations which they suggest that we will like it. Okay, so that are the importance of communities. So let's see the challenges which we are facing, which is the digital interaction has outgrown manual analysis. Every platform, the post we do, the likes we have that we are doing, the reply, everything actually is adding another node and edge to a graph. So the graph we have seen is actually very small one. If you just try out our own social network connection and recommendations human review steps. Okay, so that is the challenge that we are facing in social network, because we have to handle these much peoples, we have to handle these much data, and for this purpose we need actually the help of AI, since humans cannot perform this much. So here comes the shift. Actually, it is the area where AI enters social network analysis. So actually, AI is not replacing the concept. It actually changed what is operationally possible at a scale. For example, in traditional social network analysis, we were doing manual coding. Small bounded networks were using static snapshots were there, and we are only having some structures and all. That is in the previous versions or the older concepts of social network. That is in Orkut. You may be remembering that, right? So in those areas. But when it comes to our recent social networks, which we are using like Facebook and Instagram, they are using an AI enhanced social network analysis. They are having an automated graph construction algorithms, where actually when a person log into the Facebook or create an account in Facebook, then automatically the graph for that person is constructed. There is no manual intervention needed. So the pipelines build and continuously update the graph directly from the live data which they are getting. Then massive network. Suppose I become a friend with a new person called B. Then automatically he will be added to my graph, and my graph which is already drawn and the other person's graph will be getting connected. Okay, so that is how we are getting. Suppose A is friend of B and B is friend of C, then automatically A will get a suggestion of C, which means that they are identifying there is an indirect relationship between A and C. Okay, so like that. That is identified with the help of this graph. Then massive networks, millions to billions of nodes are refreshed continuously rather than sampled occasionally. We can't sample it because every data is different. So actually they are refreshing it continuously, and they are identifying new data from it. Then real-time monitoring, which means that the shift in structural sentiments can be detected within minutes. Okay, not months. They'll not take much months to identify what is happening in social network. Then structure plus meaning, which is means that NLP layered on top reads the sentiments, topic, and intent behind each connection. Because we are using some sort of natural language processing algorithms are also used, which from our post they will identify what some sentiments from it. Like suppose it is an election time, then they'll identify which candidate is having more followers, or which candidate may be winning. I think these last elections we have seen some social media predictions also. So that is actually comes from this sentiment analysis, which is actually an application of NLP, natural language processing. Then all those things are actually done. That is, graph construction is automated, massive networks are analyzed automatically, real time monitoring is done. Then the structure plus meaning, that is, we are giving, not only we are going to the structure, that is the graph structure, we are also adding meaning to that. how the persons connect with each other, all those things. Okay, the comments they are putting, whether the person is giving a good comment to that person or he is giving a negative comment. So all those things are able to identify. Okay. Next is about core AI techniques, which is powering social network analysis. Actually, we call it as four families of methods, and actually they didn't work independently. These four things actually work together. Like the graph neural networks, it is actually a common work of graph neural networks, community detection, predictive modeling, and NLP. These four are the pillars or the main tools which we are using in social network analysis. So the first one is graph neural networks, where actually we learn the patterns, as I have already explained. That we learn patterns directly from network structure, where, for example, as I said earlier, how the node is connecting to a particular presentation, and how, whether we can predict missing links, we can classify the roles of accounts, then the flags used, all those things, unusual structural positions, everything is actually studied with the help of graph neural networks. Next is community detection, which is actually a clustering algorithm where, based on the users' likes and dislikes, they will be creating communities. For example, today I think, in for example, the latest news in Kerala was that our one of our actor had got the national award for acting. So when there are so many peoples who is, there are different types of fans, right? Those person will be having some peoples will be that person's fan. There will be another, there is another actor who so many people's worship. So actually, when they comment about that particular data, or suppose if I put a post congratulating for example, if I put a post in my Instagram or Facebook congratulating that Mammootty had got state award and all, in case. So and so from that, actually what social media analyzing is, this person is actually a fan of Mammootty. Then what happens here is, then whenever Mammootty put a new post in his Instagram, whenever there is some news about that particular actor, then that will be directed to me. Why? Because social media had already identified the connection. That is, I am a fan of this person. Okay, so you can see that that is actually happening without our notice. Whenever you open your social media accounts, what you can see is only the things that you like. You can't see any, it is very rarely you will see something you doesn't like in social media. So that is why we are actually getting addicted to that purpose, to the social media networks. So they were able to attract the users, and they were able to make us spend our time on social media, because they are giving us the things which we like, or which they are giving, or they are actually, for example, Instagram, when all the reels comes in, everything is actually according to our likes, according to our interest we are getting. If I'm a traveling person, I'll get so many reels about travels. If I'm a foodie person, I'll get so many reels about foods in Kerala plus foods in other state. In this state, this food is good. So even though I may not be able to travel to that particular place, but I'll see that. Why? Because I'm interested to it. My like is there. My like is there, right? So these are the things where what actually social media does, or this is how actually they are able to attract us. So the community is a purpose where they'll be grouping fans, or they'll be creating communities like persons from Kerala, persons from South India, persons from North India, persons from India. And you can see we are almost seeing all the reels, either from our home state or our Indian bloggers we are usually seeing, right? Only rarely will be seeing some foreign bloggers. But even though we are seeing those foreign bloggers, there will be some connection. Either he'll be giving a content which is according to our likes, or he may be commenting something about India or our state and all. So then we are coming across him, right? So those are the relationships that are identifying. Then the NLPs. That is one another important thing in social media. So NLP means the languages and the sentiment models. Actually, they actually read the actual content of post. And for example, if I put a post there congratulating that particular actor today, then there will be so many persons who comment on it. Comment means who put likes on it, then who put comments like congrats, who may be like yeah good, like that. So many comments may comes in, right? So from that they'll be able to identify who who are the people who are commenting on my post. and why they are commenting. So automatically they'll group those persons commented is also, maybe there is a chance they will also be the fans of this particular actor, or they are commenting based on with because I put the post and they are my friends. So many relationships are there. So this they can identify it with by the help of identifying the sentiments in the comments. Sometimes for example, if it's my birthday and I put up my one of my friend put up my photo and had given me birthday wishes, then there are so many comments which comes under it. So many people will be like, some people will be just commenting like happy birthday, some will be birthday wishes, some will be putting up some emojis, some will be giving some flowers, all those photos may be uploaded, some may be writing a paragraph about me. So all those things actually contribute there. So they are identifying whether that person is positively attracted to this person, or whether the comment is negative. You can see so many social media, like so many celebrities are getting negative comments, all those things. So the social media is able to identify those negative comments, and they'll be giving some based on that they'll be giving some short communities, all those things will be built up. Then comes predictive modeling, where we are actually forecasting. That is, from the friend suggestion to early warning system, we can actually forecast for something. For example, when election comes, I think that, or some campaign comes in, or something we have to propagate, then actually one of the best method is to use social media. So social media can predict. For example, today is we are having World Cup final, right? So it is actually a very I think it's very something. When we remember our, for example, I like I'll just explain according to my state. Why? Because I have more experience in it, that in our what happens when World Cup comes in Kerala. That's why. So in this scenario, what happens is maybe 2 to 3 World Cup back. When the World Cup comes in, all those people who are having TV in their houses, or those persons who are interested will be viewing it, or will be seeing it, or the persons who is genuinely interested in it will be seeing it. But what happens now is, because of the social media propagations, and I think all the channels who have taken that rights to broadcast that particular match, they have given enough advertisement. All that advertisement is focused on our youngsters, and those, and they are attracting not only the persons who are only interested in who are having genuine interest in the match, but also those persons who are actually idle, who may not be having, they may some, there are some people who haven't seen football matches before. Because of the propaganda and all, they may be seeing one match, then automatically they get addicted to it, and they'll be seeing it again. So all those things goes on, right? So now I think what happens here is, it is, in Kerala we feel like actually the match is happening here, because of the World Cup. Tomorrow we are having holidays for all the education institutions and everything. Why? Because all the youth is attracted to it, and even though tomorrow if it is working for education institutions, nobody will come to the class. Why? Because the World Cup, because today night we are having World Cup. So that means actually this reason comes in, and the government was compelled to give holidays to the education institutions. Why? Because that much peoples are addicted to the World Cup. And how this addiction comes in, it comes through so many propagandas, and one of them is actually through social media. Because social media can attract, they can actually change our likings also. That is, they can change our opinion. When election comes in, if we are not into a particular candidate, but through some social media post and all, we are maybe posting about his good deeds and all, not automatically our decision may change. Suppose my decision was to give vote to candidate A, and if I see so many PR work, so many things for candidate B, sometimes my ideas may change. Because I think the humans can be easily like our ideas can be easily changed based on some scenarios, and also all those things actually work together. So social network is having a very I think it is an area where actually it can invade our decisions. It can actually give, for example, if we see the dressing styles of our today's generation, or not today's generation, even our own, we can see that so many of our dressing sense or dressing style, everything is actually based on social media, or about the Instagram reels, how those people dress. And we are actually automatically, we don't know, we are unconsciously attracted to it, and we are styling our own ourselves according to that. So all those are actually the contributions of social network analysis. I knew the time is almost over, but I'll just complete it. So that is how the applications are, that these things I already discussed, finding influencers and communities. Because with the help of social media, you can see that there is a particular category which has come up after corona, or maybe before corona also there were influencers, but after corona there are so many influencers. And you knew that the diamond button, gold button and all given by YouTube. And you knew that they are giving immense compensation. Why? Because those peoples are called influencers. Why? Because their words or their suggestions are heard or taken seriously by a set of peoples. Okay, that is how influencers come in. For example, I think yesterday I have seen a social media post regarding that in one of our chicken. I think you knew that the fried chicken store, right? So there is one thing famous here called chicken. So there, because of World Cup today, they are giving offer. So that was actually a simple vlog. So I thought maybe I will be the person who have seen it. And when I visited the store, what happened was there is actually, I think, two or three stores in my nearby area itself. But you can see there is actually a huge crowd standing there. Even the billing is, when we go there normal area, it is actually a manageable crowd in a normal day. But today, because of the, and they haven't given any advertisements in newspapers, they haven't given any other advertisements. The only advertisement they have given us, one of the social media influencers has posted that, have posted yesterday, or maybe I have seen it just yesterday. They have posted that on the day of World Cup, you will get this much offer in your nearby fried chicken store, this particular brand. Okay, then only because of that influencer, these much customers came to that store. So automatically that is actually one of the business tactic. And the store is actually benefiting without with giving only some amount to that, or some compensation or some amount to that influencer. With only his 2 to 3 second video, or maybe 30-second video, he was able to attract huge amount of customers to that store's outlet all over Kerala. Okay, so why, I don't know what happened what is there in the other state also. Maybe you people will also be having the same situation there. Some stores will be giving some advertisements on social media. You can see when our native festival comes in, these influencers will vlog about these stores having our particular traditional dress, or this store is having that particular food and all. Then we can see the rush there. Now the offers, previously we used to see those advertisements in our newspapers. Now we are seeing everything in social media. Okay, so that is where actually this clustering, the influencers, the creating communities, everyone actually connect together, or everything actually works in. Okay, so the influencers are one of the applications, or the influencers and communities are one of the applications of social network analysis. How the person becomes influencer. Why? Because if I post a video in social network, for in Instagram, I will not become an influencer. I become an influencer when I post a video in a social networking site, and if I get a certain amount of followers. And it doesn't mean I'll have a certain amount of followers. If my followers is 1,000, but when I post a video I get 1 billion or 3 billion views into that video, then the social media identifies that this person is having an influence to that particular community. So they will identify that person as an influencer, and then they will monitor that person after identifying a person as an influencer. So, and they will monitor it. If my one video had hit has got a 1 million views, and my second video there is only 100 views, then automatically they will neglect me, or they will be removing me from the influencers list. If my all the subsequent videos has almost this much views, not 1 million, maybe about 2k or 3k, like that, it varies, but it almost comes accordingly, or in a particular views count. Then they will continually add me as an influencer, and they will give me some amount for support, etc. Monetary level support will be done. Okay, so this is one of the application of social network analysis. Because why? Because the machine learning algorithm is actually identifying the influencer. Then the second application is detecting misinformations and bot networks, that is anomaly detections. Sometimes some abnormal posting. Sometimes there is some chat bots working. Some bots is actually working. Some computer programs may act as a particular person and they will upload some contents and all. This will be able to be identified with the help of social machine learning algorithms, and they can remove it. Because if a bot comes in and posts so many ideas in an account, then what happens is it will question the credibility of the social media. So anomaly detection is one of the thing that they are doing. Then the temporal pattern analysis, that is where they'll every time they will analyze our profile to identify what is our pattern, is there any suspicional activities going on, etc. Then propagation modeling, that is how the false claims move differently than organic contents. That is, suppose I'm an original individual and in my account the things I post will be differ if it is actually a dummy, or if it is a bot and the things it posts will be different. Okay, so all those things are actually identified in social media. Then personalization in business insight, that is one of the example I already discussed, right? The fried chicken store that I said, that is a business insight. That is how they got the idea that by giving this much offer, whether the persons will be attracted. Yeah, I knew that from my case you may have known that, known that they have given the offer and the advertisement in a social media in Instagram, and they were able to attract so many customers. So how they decided it, why they decided it? So that is from a business insight, because from the social media analysis, they got an idea that there are these much peoples who will be watching World Cup this particular day, and maybe they'll be preferring fried chicken. Why? Because so many people will be late night snacks. As a late night snack, so many people will be preferring it. Okay, so that may be the reason, that may be the insight they have gotten from the social network analysis. So they thought about utilizing that particular scenario. Okay, so what they have done is so this thought maybe started maybe 1 month ago or 1 week ago. So they collected the data. They got the idea that these much users can turn up if they give offer for that particular day. So what they have done is they have got an influencer. They got an influencer and they have given the ad, and the ad was like he was just stating that this in the store there is this much offer for this particular type of fried chicken. Then automatically, because of this World Cup and all, and it is Sunday also, so all those people turn to their customers. Okay, so that is branding, recommendations. Everything is actually one of the applications of social media. Then this is actually a mapping which shows how a trend goes viral. You knew that there are so many viral contents we see in social media. So usually what happens is, actually some of the peoples will post a main content. There will be a main content will be there. Then after some time AI detects that, based on the engagement activity, there is a chance that this particular post may be liked by so many people. That is, then AI will ignite it. Sorry, it will ignite it. Then based on graph analysis, and they will give more centrality to it. Then based on NLP, they will actually scale it up. Okay, so for some time they will keep that particular reel in a peak. So which means a viral video that will be for 1 week or maybe 2 week, like that. After that, automatically it fades in. After the so after it reach a particular timing or particular views, what they happen is automatically the algorithm will make that particular video drop or fade. Okay, so this is how they are actually treating it. And how a particular video is going viral, the answer is the seed. Seed means, usually if one person, for example, you may have seen some dance videos which is getting viral, right? So if one person put a dance video, and that video is reposted by some other people, suppose example some other people's reposted the video, then the algorithms which is working in Facebook, they'll identify that there is a chance this video may attract more peoples to us. So they ignite it, that is they'll somewhat accelerate it. Then so many peoples may again repost it or view it, then they amplify it, then they make it in the peak. So all the trends are also created by social media in order to attract peoples. It is not the trend is created by us, it is actually again a concept of social media to attract users. Okay. Then ethical considerations are there because you knew that in social media we need privacy. Network graphs usually identify individuals even from the data. So because relationship patterns alone we can't pinpoint a person, there is a small problem with the privacy also. Then the surveillance risk, some bots and misinformations can sometimes, if it reach to wrong hands, then it can again create a surveillance risk and all. Then algorithmic bias, some models trained or skewed can actually misjudge or mistarget certain groups. It can also happen since it is some algorithms working. So algorithmic bias is a small issue. Then manipulation potential, as I said, the social media can actually manipulate also. It may be also, it can be, we could say that so they have to, some post may be manipulating something, etc. All those things happens. You knew that some videos comes on, then so many controversies comes in, and then they will take down the video. Okay, so that also happen. Okay, these are the response. So what we have to say the social networking users is that we have to be responsible about the privacy, surveillance risk, and all. We have the social media users or the persons who are new using social networking analysis on social medias have to be work on their ethics also, or have to give importance to the privacies, have to consider the surveillance risk, and those people have to consider about the algorithmic bias and manipulation potentials of social network analysis. Okay, so that is all about my today's session. So thank you for attending me. Even though it was a 30-minute session, I think I take 15 minutes more. So I'm very sorry for that. I hope my session may have, you may have got something, some information from my session. So if you are having any other doubts, you can ask me. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, sir. Rajeshwar Khatri. I think he's having some question. Can you unmute and ask me, sir?
Good evening, Dr. Betkar, sir. Thank you for providing this platform on your that live YouTube channel and also on Google Meet. Thank you for sharing the informative information from the various speakers, keynote speakers. Thank you, ma'am. I have one doubt. Actually, it is not doubt. It is a question about right to privacy. So, as we know that we are using Facebook and Instagram and any other social media platforms. So they actually keep changing their policies every year, and they get our agreement that your data will be shared with that for business and for for networking any other information for their business. But actually, what happened? You are sharing your mobile number, your email ID, your photos, your address, everything is shared with the social media. So it may happen that the data can be manipulated by the that criminal cyber frauds. So how to become neutral on social media, and how to get that stay away from the surveillance of the hackers, and how to become more safe on social media. The AI can
Yeah.
use our data for their Facebook business. Actually, Facebook
Yes,
is
sir.
a business that uses our data to connect to our friends, but actually they are posting the advertisements for what we are interested in based on our likes and our comments and our social media that posts. So how to become
Yes.
safe on social media, and how we can use the AI for securing our privacy. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this
Okay. Okay.
information.
Okay. Thank you, Rajeshwar Khatri, for the question. So I think in this world we can't say that I'll be neutral in social media. Why? Because I think either we have to stay out of social media. That is the only thing where we can actually protect us from somewhat. But we can't say even though we stay out from social media, our informations are not used. Why? Because in social media, when you have taken an account in Facebook, okay, and even you we knew that there is an icon in our phone for Facebook, a shortcut. So what happens? Yes, Rajeshwar sir, is there any other question?
Yeah, actually, there was a company that named Analytica. It used our, public post based on which political party you like or what you share
Yes,
on
sir.
Facebook.
Yes.
That data was gathered, and
Yes.
it was predicted that the particular party will win the election. So, and that data is used by particular, agencies. So, how it is possible that our privacy is, that manipulated? It is get, used by social media sites to know our what is our
Yes, sir.
interest.
Yes, sir.
So that is against the
Sir,
right to privacy.
yes, even though, sir, according to legal rules, there are so many rules for using social media also. But as a researcher in social media, what I could say is we can't say that we are, even though they are agreeing to us that they are giving us privacy. Actually, there is not such thing like privacy. Why? Because when I researched in Twitter, actually, you may have heard a site called Kaggle, where you can get almost many of the social media data. You can easily download it and you can make it use for your research. So they are giving us some data, and the same actually goes on. Why? Because even though in social media we are giving our email, we are giving our phone number, we are giving our birthday. Okay, all that things are okay, but all the things that you do in social media, the contents you watch, the friends you have made, the interactions between you and your friend, actually everything is recorded. So that study is actually called social network analysis, which is an upcoming research area, which means that we can't say a person is private. Maybe your informations, maybe your photos you uploaded may not be used for negative purposes. That is the only thing they ensure. But our data, where we travel, where which restaurant we have tagged in, we may tag in some restaurants when we have some food in a famous restaurant, we will take some photo, upload it and tag that restaurant. So those data are actually taken by them for analysis purposes. In the name of analysis or research, actually there are so many companies which are making use of the data. So I can't say that we can stay neutral in social media while we are using it. Okay, because our every contents are using. And this is not only the case with social media, even Google is also having the same thing. Even in when we are using Google search engine, they are also tracking down our day to day searches. Actually, it is said that Google is having something called collecting something called clickstream data, where every clicks we are doing in Google or every links we click, that means once you log in your into the digital world, everything you do there is actually tracked. For example, if you see your YouTube feed, if you go to your phone, take your YouTube, you can see. So for example, if I'm a movie person, I can see so many reels about movies in there. Okay, but actually there are so many contents in YouTube, but they are giving us the reels or videos about some movies, some actors, all. Why? Because we are interested in it. That is what actually YouTube identified. So everyone is having personalization. Everyone is analyzing our data. YouTube is there, Google is there. Everyone is for one or other kind. They are using it in the name of services. As the name of services, there is something called personalization. So almost all engines are making use of this. I hope your question is answered. So my final intake is that we can't stay completely like neutral. Why? Because all the things we are doing in our, for example, if you take your Gmail ID and you are giving mails, we are sending mails. Actually, you knew that the spam mails, they are filtering it out. All those things. Similar to that, actually, those connections are also tracked for research purposes, for so many things. But the thing is that they are not selling our data in a negative state. But if it happens to come to the wrong hands, yeah, there is a question there.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. My doubts are clear. Thank you, Dr. Bedkar, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sri Rajeshwar sir, Dr. sir, for joining and discuss with our speaker. It was very best because nowadays we are using social media, and the social media is collecting our data and it is utilized for how it is analyzed for various purposes, maybe elections, maybe for business purposes, or maybe for other purposes. So the analysis and prediction we have listened from our today's speaker. If anyone want to discuss with our speaker, they can unmute. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your
Okay, thank you,
valuable
sir.
time and accepting my invitation. It was the best session. Adi Shankara Institute have supported us, because so many speakers have accepted our invitation and they have delivered their topics, and still they are upcoming speakers. So I'm very much thankful to our Adi Shankara Institute and you also for delivering this talk. In future also you will be here as a speaker on another topic. You can encourage
Yes, sir.
others also, your text for the as to act as a resource person. I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful to the participant Nambita, Preeti ma'am, Sai sir, Uday Pratap sir, Shashi sir, Sonu Kumar, and Surya Vyas sir, and all those who are joined here. I'm thankful to all.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
With
you, every
session we will
participants, for
conclude.
your good feedbacks and encouragements. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Harendra Singh sir, for making your camera on. Thank you.